Greetings and salutations. Random, not so random thoughts in this moment, just around the idea of conspiracy theories, right? Just thinking about the words themselves, right? Conspiracy theory, right? A theory of conspiracy, right? And if we put that into just kind of scientific investigative contexts, right? You have a hypothesis that, based on whatever sequence of events, that a certain outcome is going to happen, right? But once you have a hypothesis, you're not just saying that, okay, this is fact, my hypothesis is accurate, science, right? No, you have a theory and you investigate, right? You do experiments, you do some research, you collect data, and based on those data points and based on, the data points collected by other people that might be hypothesizing the same thing, you put that information together and you're able to determine that, yes, this hypothesis seems to be accurate, right? It's the same thing with a conspiracy theory, right? It is a theory about conspiracy, and you can come up with a theory, a conspiracy theory about anything, right? Based on anything, right? So based on observations that you make, based on information that is received, based on research, based on all these different things, you can, connect certain dots and be like, oh, I think there's a conspiracy afoot, right? But I think we have been so socialized or conditioned to hear the words or the phrase conspiracy theory and automatically discount whatever comes after that, So automatically you hear conspiracy theory, you think crazy, right? You think not worth my time, right? But really it's just, okay, so perhaps people have seen some things, heard some things, researched some things. Maybe I can see what research is there and determine for myself if that feels like a plausible theory to make, right? Because I can trust myself to use my brain and discern for myself, right? And we don't remember that, we live in a society where the people in control, right? The people at the top with the wealth and the power, right? Or supposed power, right? Because the power is really in the hands of the people. We are just giving it away unconsciously. But there is a vested interest in us deeming anything labeled conspiracy theory as nope, not gonna listen to it, not gonna entertain it, not gonna do anything with that, right? And it's just words, it's just a label. The label itself does not determine the validity or not of the contents, right? So it's just, something to think about. Don't just immediately cut something off, because it's a theory of conspiracy, right? Look at our government. Look at the people in power, right? It is not far-fetched to look at all the different puzzle pieces and be like, hey, some of these things might be a part of the same puzzle, right? It's really not that far-fetched, So next time something is labeled conspiracy theory, and especially when it is described as such by, the talking heads in mainstream media, by the people in our governments, right? If it's, labeled as such, I think for me personally, that's even more reason to just take a look at what's inside, to look a little bit deeper than that label, and see what people are saying, see what research is out there, see what information is present and accessible, and determine for yourself, is this a plausible theory, is this something that could make sense, right? Yeah. Yeah, I believe that is all in this moment. Sending much love. Peace.